Good evening, everyone. You're welcome to day two of the video creation session by Mr. Fola George. We had a very lovely session yesterday, and it's such an honor to be back again today. This will be the concluding part, so please make sure that you do not miss any part of it for today. So we already have here Mr. Fola George. Good evening, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Loud and clear.
Okay, sir. It's such um an honor to have you here. So yesterday I was not privileged to read your how would I put it, caption or something. So I'll just go through it now before we begin. Okay. So yeah, it says Fola George is a professional video editor, content creator, YouTuber, and speaker on Twitter Spaces. A graduate of Lagos State University School of Agriculture, he started online business with his smartphone 2020 September and has trained over 5,000 students of smartphone video content creation. He is passionate about self-development and financial liberation in youth using their smartphones. Fola George has helped small scale and online business owners boost their engagement on social media using video advertisements. He is also passionate about impacting the skill of video content creation in youth to use the skill as a tool to become financially free. It's such an honor to have such an important person here. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this with us, for giving us your time. We appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you very much for having me. Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, so you can begin now.
All right, so I'd love you to share the slides. Right, I'd love you
Okay,
to
sir.
showcase the slides. Yeah, from where we stopped yesterday.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much, Ayo. Thank you very much. All right, so we're going to continue from where we stopped. Right, to continue from where we stopped. Okay, so yesterday we made mention of the fact that while creating your videos, you should do what? You should create your scene on paper mentally, right? I also made mention of the fact that you should have a strong, captivating intro, right? Have a strong, captivating intro. And also do what? Break up your scripts into the scenes, right? I explained that yesterday in our last session. Yes, yesterday. So C says what? Match your image or video and effect to your script per scene, right? So ensure that your image and your video and effect, ensure that it matches the script, right? Ensure it matches the script. So I would buttress more on that now. So D says what? Arrange your scene chronologically. Ensure your scene is in order, right? So you don't want scene one after you bring in scene one, you don't want to bring in like scene four or scene five, right? You want everything to be in order. You want to put scene one, then scene two, then scene three, then scene four, right? So that is how your video should be. Everything should be in order. Everything should be, should be in harmony, right? So you shouldn't confuse your audience. You shouldn't confuse your viewers, right? So let's move back to A, which says have a strong, captivating intro, right? So I was talking about what was I talking about yesterday? We talked about audience retention, right? We talked about audience retention yesterday, about how a YouTuber should be able to engage his viewer till the end of the video, right? It's very, very important. A YouTuber knows how to engage people to the end of their video. Not only a YouTuber, also video creators generally. You should be able to hook people to watch your video till the end, right? So that is what it means to do what? To have a strong, captivating intro, right? So B says what? Break up your script into scenes, right? Break up your script into scenes. I also made mention of that yesterday, right? So you want to have different scenes in your videos. You want to have different scenes in your videos. So you want to have scene one, you want to have scene two, you want to have scene three, scene four, and so on, right? So your video should have different scenes, right? So C says what? Match your scripts, match your image or video and effect to your script per scene, right? So your script, the script you are working with in your video should match the video you are using, right? So give for example, you are talking about let's say how to use Photoshop, right? How to use Photoshop. That is what you are talking about in your video. So your video should have somebody using Photoshop, right? If you are talking about how to use Photoshop, it could be you. Yes, it could be you in the video, you sitting in front of your desktop or laptop and using Photoshop, right? So the story you are trying to tell us in the video should be represented, how will I put it? Should be represented visually, right? Should be represented visually. So give for example, you want to talk about how the sun sets in, yeah, how the sun sets, right? So you want to have a video of the sun setting, right? You want to have a video of the sun setting. So your scripts and your visuals should correlate, right? Your script and visuals should correlate very, very much, right? So you don't want to confuse your audience. Or one more example, you're trying to tell a story, right? You're trying to tell a story of a car speeding on an express road, right? Trying to tell a story of a car speeding on an express road. So maybe um yes, you want to tell somebody that story visually, like as a video creator, you want to tell someone how a car sped in front of you or on the express road, right? So what you want to do is get videos of a car speeding, right? Get videos of a car speeding so that your audience would be able to relate better with your video, right? We'll be able to relate better with your video. So we as video creators, there's something we call A roll and B roll, right? There's something we call A roll and B roll. So as a YouTuber, while speaking in your video, that is your A roll, right? While speaking in your video, that is your A roll. While the B roll illustrates more what you are saying, right? Your B roll illustrates more what you are saying in that video. So give for example, you as a video creator, you as a YouTuber, you're talking about let's say how AI is going to be beneficial to humans, or how AI is what how AI is used for creating self-driving cars. Right? How AI is able to power self-driving cars. So that is your hero. You are talking about it, right? That's your hero. So your B-roll, you want people to relate better with the video. Your B-roll is going to be what? The B-roll is going to be, you're going to have videos of self-driving cars, right? Videos of self-driving cars. That is going to be what? That is going to be your B-roll, right? That is going to be your B-roll. So that is that about C, which says match your image or video and effect to your script per scene, right? And D, again, arrange your scene chronologically. Ensure that your scene is in order, right? So I don't know if Ayomide is still with me. I would like you to move to the next slide. I'd like you to move to the next slide if you are still with me. Ayomide. Yeah, okay, Ayomide is still with me. Thank God. All right. Okay, so number 5 says what? Launch your app or software and start development. right? Launch your app or software and start development. So once you have gotten all the resources for your videos, right? Once you've gotten all the resources for your videos, definitely you want to start creating, right? You want to start creating your video, right? So I'm going to go back to the apps I mentioned yesterday for video creation. I'll go back to the app. I'm going to quickly rephrase. We talked about, yeah, the three main apps I use for my video creation, which are KineMaster, CapCut, and InShot. Right, so those are the three major apps I use for creating my videos. Right, I also made mention of the fact that KineMaster was the app I started with. I started with KineMaster, yeah, before CapCut even came out at all. All right, KineMaster was like the first video editing app of most video editors or most video creators, right? That was like the app in the buzz then. That was like the trendy app, right? Then till CapCut came in, right? So CapCut came in, and what they did was how they were able to beat KineMaster. Excuse me. How they were able to beat KineMaster, they saw that KineMaster's interface was not that smooth, right? KineMaster's interface was not that smooth, so they took advantage of that, and I don't know how they did it though. Then they went to create their own app, CapCut, right? So CapCut has this smooth interface, right? It has this smooth interface whereby when you are creating your videos, everything just goes well smoothly, right? You create your videos very, very smoothly, and the output is also very, very neat, right? The output is also very, very neat. So I started with KineMaster. I was using KineMaster and InShot before CapCut came in, right? Before CapCut came in, and man had to do it. Man had to upgrade the app he was using, right? So from KineMaster, InShot, now to CapCut, right? So I believe CapCut is presently used by most people nowadays, right? CapCut is presently used by most people nowadays, even TikTokers. A whole lot of YouTubers use CapCut, right? A whole lot of video creators use CapCut today because of the smooth interface, because of the output, right? So sometimes when you create a video with CapCut, you may not even know that, you may not perceive that it was created with a smartphone, right? So that is the beauty of CapCut. The output is neat, the interface is smooth, and it has so many features, right? It has so many features. So I said KineMaster, CapCut, and InShot, right? KineMaster, CapCut, and InShot. So those are like my three major apps, right? There are also other apps, right? There are also other apps like Motion Leap, which other app again? I think Motion Ninja also, right? So many other apps like that, but I just stick with these three major apps, right? So launch your app and start development, right? So A says, well, pick the right background, right? Pick the right background. Then B says, well, place your elements scene by scene and ensure there is space from the edge of the canvas to every element in each scene. So that is simply what that simply means is the fact that while creating your videos, you should have space, right? Your videos, the elements in your videos should be well spaced, right? You don't want to cluster all the images, text together, right? You want to ensure that everything is well spaced, right? Ensure that everything is well spaced from the text to the images, right? So ensure everything is well spaced in your videos, right? So just like you can see this design, you can see this design is composed of a blue text on top, then you have black text, right? Black text in lowercase blue text in uppercase. Then you have a lady holding a laptop, right? You have a lady holding a laptop, right? So you can see that this text, they are well what they are well spaced, right? So these text, they are well spaced. So some of the principles of design, we also use it in video editing, right? Some principles of design such as spacing, coloring, and all of that. We also use it in what? We also use it in video editing or video creation. Right, so C says what? Your text and elements must contrast well from the background for easy readability and what and visibility. Right, your text and elements must contrast well from the background for easy readability and visibility. So the text and elements you are using in your videos, right, they must not, how will I put it? They must not overshadow each other. Right. So give for example, you are using a black background, you're using a dark background. The text you want to be using on that video, or the text you want to be using on the background is going to be what? A bright text. So just let's not go too far. Using this design as example, right? Using this design as an example, you have a white background, right? You have a white background and you have dark text on it, right? A white background and you have dark text on it, right? So that is what that simply means, right? Your text and elements must contrast well from each other for easy readability, and what and visibility, right? So that is that about that. So let's move on to the next one. Next one says use font style that are easy to read. Use different font size too, right? Use font style that are easy to read. Use different font size too. So you want to use fonts that are bold, fonts that are very, very legible in your videos, right? You don't want to use text, you don't want to use text that are just being stylish, right? You want to use text that are legible, text that are easy to read, text that, when somebody looks at it at first glance, right, they'll easily be able to do it. They would easily be able to do is take home the message you are trying to do it, you are trying to convey, right? So use text, use fonts that are what easy to read, right? So let's move on to the next slide. Let's move on to the next slide. Yeah, thank you very much, Amide. So number 6 says what? Don't forget to stick to your brand colors, right? Don't forget to stick to your brand colors in order to project your brand properly, right? So, as a brand, you have your own distinct colors. You have your own, let's say, personal color. You have your own brand colors, right? So you want to stick with your brand colors so that you can actually do what? You can actually portray your brand properly, right? So if I mention, okay, I don't want to mention name of big brands, but if you mention some banks, you mention some banks in Nigeria, you would easily be able to identify them using their colors, right? So if I ask you now, mention two banks in Nigeria that are known for the color red, right? I mentioned two banks in Nigeria that are known for the color red. I use the color red all the time, right? So there's a bank, I mean, there are two banks or so that use the color red. And if I ask you, mention the brand that does what? That uses the color orange, you already know the bank, right? So the color sticks with you, the color sticks in your mind, right? So branding is much more than colors, is much more, more than colors, right? It's a lot more than colors. But when a brand uses a color, right, is a way of, how do I put it? Color is a form of expression, right? Color, using colors for your brand is like a form of expression, right? So those colors, they actually mean something, right? They actually mean something. So give for example, um purple. Purple means royalty, right? Purple means royalty. Orange means like someone that is enthusiastic, right? Enthusiastic, lively. And blue means trust, right? Blue means trust. So red means, okay, red means danger. Red means so many things though. But you can say red means life, because the color of blood is red. Red means life. Red also means danger. And yeah, red also means some positive things too, right? So what are we trying to say here? What are we trying to say here? So you want to stick with your brand colors in your video so that people can easily do what? People can easily identify with your brand. Right? People can easily identify with your brand. So we know some fintech companies, right? We know some fintech. I don't want to mention the name of any brand here, right? So we have some some apps that we use to save our money, right? So I know two major fintech companies and I personally use them, right? So they use the color blue, right? They use the color blue. So I said the color blue signifies trust, right? Color blue signifies calm, right? Trust, calm, reliability, and all of that. So when you are dealing with money, when you are dealing with money, you don't want to use like the color red for your brand colors, right? Even as a fintech company, right? You don't want to use color red for your brown colors. You want to use a color like color blue, white, and no mild colors, right? Because colors actually signify a lot, even subconsciously, right? People might not really know the meaning of what a color is or what a color is trying to, right, denote, but subconsciously, colors actually mean a lot, right? So colors actually mean a lot. So you have to be very careful when you are using a particular color for your brand, right? You have to be very careful. So you also have to do your own deep research, right? You have to do your own deep research before you stick with a particular brand color, right? So for a fintech company that wants more customers, for a fintech company that wants to build trust with people, right? You'd be very, very particular, right? You be very, very careful with the colors that you are picking, right? So blue is just the best bet, right? Color blue is the best bet to pick because blue actually signifies trust. And those two top fintech companies that I personally use, they actually do what? They actually use the color blue, right? They actually use the color blue. So you can see now that what I'm saying is actually, what I'm saying is actually right? So you can do your own personal research too on colors and their meanings, right? You can do your own personal research on colors and their meanings. So, well, what are we trying to say here? Do not forget to stick with your brand colors in order to project your brand properly, right? So, choose the right colors for your brand, know what those colors mean, and when you are designing designs, videos, and all of that, you want to stick with your brand colors. Right? You want to stick with your brand colors in your designs, in your videos, and any of your content, right? So let's move to the next slide. Thank you very much, Emily. So next slide says what? Remember to include brand information. at the end of your video, right? Remember to include brand information at the end of your video, right? So this is very, very simple. Brand information like your phone number, your contact information, your email address, your Gmail, your website address, your social media handles, and all of that. You want to include them at the end of your video, right? So you don't just want to create a video, because the main point of creating a video as a video creator is to get people to take an action, right? Is to get people to take action on something, either to buy a product, either to click a link, either to subscribe to your YouTube channel, and all of that, right? So you want to include your brand information at the end of your videos. It's very, very important. It could be your website address, your email address, your phone number, your social media handles, and any information that you want your audience to take away, right? Any information you want your audience to take home, right? So that's that about that. To the next slide. Right. So 8 says what? Wrapping up production, right? Wrapping up production. So it says carefully go through your video again, right? After you're done creating, carefully go through the video again. Then B says what? Make adjustments where necessary. Right? Make adjustments where necessary. Right. So me personally, as a video creator, after creating um videos, right? Video sometimes creating videos can be a whole lot of tasks, right? Creating videos can be time demanding, right? It can take a whole lot of your time, right? But if you focus on it, right, if you don't get distracted, right? If you don't get distracted, right? So if you don't get distracted while creating videos, you can get it done ASAP, right? You can get it done ASAP. So while creating videos, you want to remain what? You want to remain focused, right? So you might make a few mistakes. You might make a few mistakes. You can make a few mistakes. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, so while creating videos, you might make a few mistakes, right? You might make a few mistakes. So you want to do what? You want to make adjustments where necessary, right? You want to make adjustments where necessary, either in the beginning of your video, at the midpoint of your video, or at the end of your video, right? So go through your video again. Like I said, creating videos can be very, very demanding at times, right? Sometimes you can use 3 days to create just a minute video, right? You can use there was a time I used about close to a week or more than a week to create um to edit, is it a 15-minute video or so, right? I'm very sure it took me a couple of days, right? Almost, yeah, I think more than a week to edit a 15-minute video or so, right? So video creation can be very, very demanding. Video creation can be very, very taxing, but the benefits of creating videos is outstanding, because you are creating for the future, right? So it's like creating once and reaping the benefits for time to come, right? So you create it now, and you upload, you share to the world, and that video that you created today can bring you so much opportunities tomorrow, right? That video can bring in money. That video can help you to build your more influence. That video can help you to reach a lot of people, right, on the internet. So that is and also build trust and connect with people, right? So there's so many benefits to creating videos, right? So definitely you might make a few mistakes that you want to correct, So you just make those adjustments, right? So C says what? Export and check the final output, right? Export and check the final output. So when you've made your adjustments, you want to export the video. So after exporting the video, right? So after exporting the video, you check the final output, right? So when you see that everything is good to go, then you publish your video, right? You publish your video, you share your video to the world, right? So I think that is that about that for the step by step guide to creating your videos. So I don't know if any of you have questions for me, right? If you have any questions for me, you can drop them in the comment section, or if Ayo has any question for me or anything she wants me to buttress on, right? I'm here for you guys. So if you have any questions, or if Ayo has any questions for me, you can you
I
can
don't have
add
any
them.
questions, sir.
Okay, okay. Right. So where do we go from here? Because I'm actually done. Can we call it a night? How's it going to
Are
be?
you done, sir?
Yes, I am. I'm done.
Oh, okay. So, on behalf of the Redefined Teens group, I'd like to say a very, very big thank you to you for making time out for yesterday and even tonight. God bless you so much, sir. It has been a really enlightening period for us. Okay, there's a question now. Can you see the question?
No, I can't. I
Okay,
can't
the
see the
question
question.
says, is intro necessary in making professional video? Do we have to add
Oh,
intro when we're making professional video?
okay. So when you are making a professional video, so it depends on the kind of video you're actually making, right? So yesterday I butchered so much on the fact that you should not do it. You should not add intros to your YouTube videos, right? So maybe if you are just starting out, you can add intros. But as you grow, right, as you keep growing on YouTube, the more you keep creating, the less you would need intros, right? Because you've already at that point you've already built some connection with your audience. They already know who you are, right? They know who you are already. So there's no need for introduction, right? There's no need for intro, right? That is for YouTube. Right? That is for YouTube. So if you are just starting out, even if you want to use intros in your videos, in your YouTube videos, don't make the intro too long, right? Do not make the intro too long. So the intro can be about, let's say, 5 seconds, not more than 10 seconds. Just make the intro very, very short, right? Very, very short. So normally intros are usually like what the channel is about, right? A very, very short video showing people what the channel is about, a very, very short video telling people about you and your channel, right? That is just intro. So very, very short, very, very short. So if you are also creating, give for example, okay, that's for YouTube. I just explained for YouTube videos. So if you are creating like a marketing video, right? Marketing video, right? So it actually depends though. It actually depends. You don't need an intro for a marketing video, right? You just want to get straight to the point, right? These days people would not sit down to watch a video that is boring, right? People are not coming to watch your intro. The truth of the matter is people want to get entertained on the internet, right? So the first 3 seconds of a video, if it's not entertaining them, if it's not engaging them, they are going to click off, right? Even if it is an ad, there are some ads that I will sit down and watch till the end. Even me, I'll be asking myself, how was I able to watch this ad to the end, right? So I'll now discover that that video was actually very, very engaging from the beginning, right? And I'll be watching the ad, and I'll also want to learn something from that video ad, right? So there is no need for intros. Just go straight to the point. What do you want to tell us in your video? What is this video about? Right? So just go straight to the point. No need for intros.
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you
not
very
all
much.
videos
So
need intro. Yeah.
yeah, okay. Thank you very much, sir. Rebecca, are you satisfied with the answer, or do you have any other question? Okay. It has really been an enlightening session, sir. And on behalf of the Redefined Teens group, I'd like to say a very big thank you for your time, for your knowledge, which you have shared with us, because it has really been an enlightening time for me personally, and I'm sure that people that who will watch or are watching will be okay. So Rebecca said she is satisfied with the answer. Thank you so much, sir. God bless you.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you, Redefined Teens. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much. Have a good night rest.
And you too. Good night, everybody.
Good night.